upon a time in a faraway kingdom called Neverland, there was a handsome, smart, funny, brave, clever, strong, good-looking, talented, funny, good-looking, brave,
I don't think that's what it says.
lost boy named Peter Pan.
That's right.
And then what happened?
I don't know, you tell it, Wendy.
All right. In a quiet street in London lived the Darling family. That's me. There were Father and Mother Darling, Wendy, Michael and John, as well as their nursemaid Nana, a St. Bernard.
I love Nana.
There she is. At bedtime in the nursery, Wendy always told wonderful stories about Peter Pan and Neverland, a magical place with mermaids and fairies, and wicked pirates too.
Yeah, Captain, you're the wicked pirate.
But John and Michael, my brothers, like to play pirate best of all. Let's see, Father Darling, my dad, he didn't like that kind of play. He blamed it on me and my childish stories of Peter Pan. It's time for you to grow up, decided my father. This is your last night in the nursery, Wendigo. All of us were very upset about that. Without me, there would be no more stories of Peter Pan. But that very evening, who should come to the nursery?
Peter.
But Peter Pan, exactly.
Me! You're not invited, Captain.
And a little fairy named Tinkerbell. It seemed Peter had been out looking for his lost shadow, and when he overheard me, he was moved to the nursery, and he hit upon a plan. Oh, this is your line, Peter.
Oh, my line? Let's see, where is it? I'll take you to Neverland with me and tell stories to my lost boys.
He decided that as I was sewing his shadow back onto his feet.
Am I the shadow?
You could be my shadow, sure.
Yay.
Now, I thought that was a lovely idea, if Michael and John could go too.
Of course.
So Peter taught us all to fly with heavy thoughts, and faith, and trust, and what?
Pixie dust.
Exactly, and pixie dust. Then out the nursery window we went, headed to Neverland with my dog barking frantically below. Back in Neverland, Mr. Captain James Hook was grumbling about Peter Pan.
And he was smelly.
Or something like that. That's not written here. He was upset because quite a long time ago, he lost his hand to the crocodile, and Peter fed it to the crocodile, you see. And ever since, the crocodile has been stalking him, hoping to eat the rest. Now, as Captain Hook grumbled about Peter, there was a call from the crow's nest. Peter Pan, ahoy! What? Where? Shouted Hook, twirling his spyglass around in the sky. And then he spied Peter and the children, pausing for a rest on top of the cloud. Swoggle me eyes, it is Peter, Hook gloated. Pipe up the crew, man the guns, we'll get him this time at last. Oh, Peter, it's just as I dreamed it would be. Mermaid, lagoon and all, I said, as a cannonball ripped through the cloud.
Look out!
Cried
me.
Peter.
Tinkerbell, take Wendy and the boys to the island. I'll stay here and draw Hook's fire.
Away flew Tinkerbell as fast as she could. In her naughty little heart, she hoped the children would fall behind and be lost. She was particularly jealous of me, because I'm a girl, and seemed to have Peter's attention. Straight through the Neverland jungle, Tink flew down into a clearing, and she landed on a toadstool, bounced onto a shiny little leaf, and pop! A secret door opened for her in the knot of an old hollow tree. Zip! Down a slippery tunnel Tink slid, and she landed at the bottom in an underground room, the secret treehouse of Peter Pan. Ting-a-ling! She tinkled, trying to awaken the sleeping lost boys. At last, rather grumpily, they woke up and stretched as they listened to Tinkerbell. What? Peter wants us to shoot down the Wendy bird? Lead us to it, they shouted, and out they hurried.
That was a funny game.
No, it wasn't. When Wendy and Michael and John appeared, flying wearily, the lost boys tried to pelt them with stones and sticks, especially me, the Wendy bird. And down I tumbled, all of my heavy thoughts destroyed. Hooray! We got the Wendy bird, the lost boy shouted.
Oh no.
But then Peter arrived and he was angry because he discovered that the boys had tried to shoot me, and even though he had caught her before she could be hurt, no, that's me, he saved me. This is your line.
I brought her here to be a mother to us all and tell us stories. Come on, Wendy. I'll show you the mermaids. Boys, take Michael and John to go on an adventure.
So Peter and I flew away, and the boys marched off through the forest. There were animals all around, and it was lovely. Now, let's see. However, soon, let's see, what's this part?
Well, this is the part when Captain Hook and Mr. Smee captured Tiger Lily. And the mermaids, they gave you swimming lessons. Speaking of mermaids.
Look what it is!
Yeah.
Ariel.
You came at the perfect time.
Yes. Do you remember the mermaids at Mermaid Lagoon?
We don't really spend a whole lot of time with them.
No, you
They're a
live
little
in
bit further away in Neverland.
you live in a different part of the sea.
You know, you have
Well, you
me on
see,
your shirt.
I took Wendy to meet them, and they gave her swimming lessons.
How'd it go?
Really good. She had a great time.
I didn't learn to swim though.
We'll
Merely
just have to
drowned.
get you next time.
Sounds good.
Yes,
I think it'll
that'd
work
be
better
nice.
with a fin.
I think so.
Bye, Ariel.
Bye, Ariel.
Bye, Ariel. Wow, that was lovely. Now, as a boat from a pirate ship was going by, it was filled with Captain Hook and Smee. And at the stern, all bound up in ropes, was Tiger Lily, the daughter of the native chief. We'll make her talk, Captain Hook said. She'll tell us where Peter Pan lives, or we'll leave her tied to a slippery school rock where the tide will wash her over. That's so wicked. But proud and loyal Tiger Lily would not say a word of where Peter was.
That's good.
So Peter and I flew to School Rock. Peter, by intimidating Hook's voice, tried to trick Smee into setting Tiger Lily free.
Mr. Smee!
Oh, it's pretty good. He sounded just like him. It almost worked, but Hook discovered the trick and came after Peter with his sword. Then, what a thrilling duel they had. And Tiger Lily sat up, tied... Oh, she was in the water, but she survived. Now, Peter won the duel and rescued Tiger Lily before she drowned in the nick of time. And then he flew her home back to her camp.
Mhm,
And
we
I
had a
went
party.
as well.
And
we
we
had a
danced.
big party, we danced, it was lovely. However, I was a little bit tired and I wanted to go home.
Wendy
It's been
said,
a lot.
I've had enough of Neverland. And grumpily, she said, I'm ready to go home.
I don't know if I was grumpy. Maybe a bit. Now, when the celebration was at its height, Smee captured Tinkerbell and took her back to the pirate ship. And he presented Tink to Captain Hook. "Ah, Miss Bell," said Hook sympathetically. "I've heard how badly Peter Pan has treated you since that scheming girl Wendy came." This is so slanderous to me. "Peter Pan has treated you that way. How nice it would be if we could kidnap her and take her to the sea to scrub the decks and cook for the pirate crew."
I think that's a funny plan,
How
Captain.
wicked. Tink tinkled happily at that happy thought. "Oh, but alas," sighed Hook, "we don't know where Peter Pan's home is." Now Tink thought this over. "You won't hurt Peter?" she asked. "Of course not," promised Hook, and then she marched to a map of Neverland and traced exactly where Peter Pan's hideout was.
Naughty Tinkerbell.
I know. That night, when I had tucked all of the Lost Boys in, I talked to them about my home and my mother. I was a bit homesick, and then all the boys became homesick as well.
She convinced them all they wanted to grow up.
I know, I convinced them that maybe they'd want to come home and have a family like mine. However, Peter refused to go. He simply looked the other way as Wendy and the boys told him goodnight and climbed the tunnel to go back to London, where I'm from. Now, up in the woods near the hideout waited Hook and his pirate band. As each boy came out, the hand was clasped over his mouth and he was quickly tied up with ropes. "You're so wicked, Captain Hook." But last of all came me. Zip, 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 he bound me up and marched me off to his pirate ship. "Blasted," muttered Hook, "we still don't have Pan." So he and me left a wicked bomb wrapped as a gift from Wendy to poor Peter to find.
But I figured it out pretty quick.
Exactly.
No trouble at all. Saw right through it.
Now back on the pirate ship, Captain Hook demanded that I and the boys become pirates. To which I said, "Never!" "Then you shall be the first to walk the plank, my dear," said Hook. In the excitement, no one noticed that Tinkerbell had escaped and flown off. I said goodbye and bravely walked off the long and narrow plank into the sea and disappeared.
But no splash.
But no splash.
Do you want to know why? Guess who saved the day?
Peter.
I did!
Exactly. He got me in the nick of time and he says,
This time you've gone too far, Hook.
he swooped down from the rigging, all set for a duel, and what a duel it was. While they fought, Tinkerbell slashed the ropes that bound the boys, and they beat the pirates into jumping overboard and rowing away in their tiny little boat. And then Peter knocked Hook's sword overboard, and Hook jumped in too. When the children last saw the wicked Captain Hook, he was swimming for the boat with the crocodile tick-tocking behind him.
Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock.
Peter Pan took command of the pirate ship.
Heave those halyards up with the jib. We're sailing to London, I cried.
Oh, Michael, John, I cried. We're going home. And sure enough, with heavy thoughts and faith and trust and, well, a lot of pixie dust, away we flew on the pirate ship through the skies till the gangplank was run out to the Darling's nursery window. But now that they had arrived, the Lost Boys did not want to stay. We've decided to stick with Pan, they said. So, Wendy, John, and Michael waved goodbye as Peter's pirate ship sailed off through the sky, taking the Lost Boys home to Neverland, where they still live today.
And Wendy, John, and Michael still visit us sometimes.
That we do. Or we come here to Disney.
Oh yeah. And we all live happily ever after.